Hello there and welcome back. Today we talk about the GFI Synesthesia. What is synesthesia? It's a small box that offers dual channel modulation. It has a lot of algorithm, a lot of power, and basically it has two mirrored channels that can be used for two different effects in different way, in parallel, in serial, or split. It's a pretty interesting box, and I don't have honestly a lot of modulation effect in my arsenal, so it's a welcome addition. And I got this one and the Volvo together, and this is a great combination. So you were listening of some of patches that I made, and I really like to add the ultra shear after it, but we will listen without. I am gonna use my live setup that it's all around this table, except I generally don't use this plant for live purposes, but it's a must when you shot videos. And I will use the Performer, the Vermona Performer. I will use some sample from the Octatrack, the Syntakt, the 303, and I guess that's it. So we will have an idea. It's having a lot of algorithm. It's pretty hard to give you a full demo of it. It's more about my thoughts and my first impression, as I just got it and I'm just learn how to use it. That said, as usual, some way you can support this channel. You can subscribe and share this content, super free and super easy. You can buy from the affiliate link down below, or you can become a Patreon member. On Patreon, I go a little more in depth and I share ideas about music and creativity. And now I'm offering also one-on-one session where you can, ask me whatever you want and we can do an EP together or plan your next studio moves, whatever. That said, let's go back to synesthesia. So let's turn off any other effect that is going on, and we can just listen to a couple of things right away, and then I'll explain. So what is the routine right now? I have a simple pad going on. This is something I recorded from the Octatrack. And now I'll turn on some patches that I create, so we will listen. So you're listening to the 100% wet signal. So this is what happened if I turn on from the mixer the dry signal. So basically I'm using the Model 1 and this is an ascend and return. So this is the full wet signal. I call this pad maker because it had this nice tone to it. This had some swell. It can do this sort of ruin tape kind of stuff. It do tremolo and filtering like this one. It does pretty well flangey and chorusy kind of stuff. And it has some of these nice beat crushing things, and I love it with tremolo. So this is just to give you a fast idea of what it was. If we start, for example, from this that we are listening right now. So let's stop it and first get an overview. You have two knob, how you call this, pushers, I don't know. And with this one, you can be in two modes. One is the preset mode, and the other one is the stomp box mode. In the preset mode, which I am now, pressing this can load different patches. So now I have this one that I call the vibe, and this one is called flangy. So with this one I can change pattern and I can move up and down to banks. It has 32 preset, or you can move to preset by pushing the X knob and then move. So what you see down in the screen, it's the name you give to the patch, and then you see the two effects. In this case, I'm using a tremolo and a bit crusher, and the order is tremolo into the bit crusher. At any given point, I can decide to change how the effects are routed. So in this case is tremolo into bit crusher. It could be used in parallel, so would sound definitely different, or you can be used as split. So left channel as the left effects and right channel as the right effect. I forgot to mention this is a mono in effect and stereo out. Mono in, I'm curious about this choice. I think it's more geared towards guitar player, because it could be, it's the only thing that I'm not super convinced about that is the mono in, because I am using a lot of stereo pedal, and so to put this in a chain, it has to be early enough, because right now I can put it in between other stereo pedals, so it has to be the first of the chain, unless I use any other, for example, Chase Bliss in front of it, that are all mono. So this also has an editor that works via USB that is pretty simple on how you can change and create your effect. But I have to say, once you get the hold of it, it's pretty simple to create your own patches. Each of these knobs, it can be rotate, pushed, or pushed and rotate. So each of these movements do something different. You can, at any given point, press these two X and Y, and you can change the order of these two. For example, now it's tremolo into bit crusher, press that, and now it's bit crusher onto tremolo. So it changed pretty strongly what's happened. And that said, if you press these two, you go into stomp box mode if you keep hold for a few seconds. And now it's different because these turn on the bit crusher and this is a tremolo. So it's a way that you can control easier the on and off of the two effects. Now there's only bit crusher and now only the tremolo. So let's go back in preset mode, and let's listen with something else, and then we can create a patch. So let me turn on now. This is a full wet from my performer. I'll turn on the dry signal from the mix. Pretty cool, right? So let me turn it off. Pretty nice. Let's listen some there. Pad maker is a slow volume. It's like a swell effect into an octave, and you can hear it's adding a lower pitch octave. This is something else. Nice flanger and dimension G. That is a chorus modeled on the Boss dimension pedal. Pretty cool. This is not my thing, but anyway, just to listen. Okay, that said, let's create something, and now let's listen just to the full wet signal. So let's go to a pattern, a patch that is not mine. This perfect peak. So right now we have the clean signal. And let's now start adding some effect. So first we want to decide how the effects are routed, and when it's plus, I mean they are in parallel. But you enter the option, keep pressing the X, so you can do DSP routing, and let's put cascade. So let's choose the first effect. So I'll go through all of them to show you how many. I think there are 32, 38. So we have the tremolo section, and each section has many of that. For example, has 4 different tremolo. Then we have the filter section. Then we have the chorus section, flanger, phaser, and then we have some other univibe, vibrato, octave, so it's pitch effect, ring modulator, equalizer, crushing stuff, junky, that it's a modeled after some, what was lo-fi junky pedal. And then you have some phonos and record emulation, like with the cassette, sort of cassette or vinyl. And then you have so many things. You have arpeggiator that works with the effects. So a lot of stuff. It actually now it's synced MIDI via MIDI pin. So let's check what can we add to this. Let's add the chorus. So let's go and dimension C, and you press it. So you have a 3 knob. This one is speed, the depth of it, and this is the mix. For accessing the other parameter, that are the secondary parameter, you have to push and move. So you see now with this one I decided tone, that could be natural, vibrant, and warm. I will get warm. Once you depress, the change will happen, not while you doing it. This one set the pre-delay, and this is reserved, mean that that's not yet a function. So this is it, and this is the things. You also can set the ramp speed, so mean that you can create ramping effect, and mostly that's it. So this is now the dimension C, and let's say we want to add something else on this other effect, so we can turn it on, and let's add a flanger, a phaser. So now there's a phaser again. Since I'm using it in send and return, I'm putting the mix 100%. So let's listen now with the clean signal. Pretty cool. Whenever you're ready and you want to save, you just double press these two. It goes where to save, you save it here, and then if you want to change, now the name is reflection, you can change the name by pressing here and go in preset title, you press, and then you do the editing here, so you can move in this, change whatever you want. So we call it reflection, and then you exit and save. And now your preset is saved, so if you change, you still have it. Okay, let's hear it with something else. Let's try. It could be interesting also with drum. I'm go through pattern to listen. That is pretty interesting. So here you have an octave and a flanger together. So with the octave, for example, you can add a sub-octave, the higher octave, and full wet. Interesting. This is SH flanger is sample and hold flanger. So basically it will change the flangering on a sample and hold wave. So basically a random one. Subtractive, additive, let's try. Crisp or gliding, let's do gliding. Interesting. Let's turn on back there. It's pretty cool. Let's hear it with some. From here to here. I notice that it's a great pedal to create pads with. Say you have these, which create some octave, there's a flangering going on. Then you had these. It's pretty cool. Now I am processing the Syntakt. The full pattern go through this. It's pretty interesting effect. It's very interesting also this kind of rhythmical effect that in this case is made with a slow vowel with an octave also. This is something I create, called the Vibe. We listened to that before. And it's a tremolo with bit crushing. Kinda like it. Let's listen. This is my 303 going on. Let's have some. So, this is pretty interesting to me. Let's listen to the just clean signal. So from something like this into for me, music, what I like in music is creating all of this stuff. So simple lines, maybe made with a very simple synthesizer, in this case is a 303, and then adding different layers of effects. Effects that, if they work well together, create something nice. I'm adding now a night sky. Let's see what's happened. So the routing now is this into the night sky and then into the bongon. It's very nice. Love it. Let me now do something. Let's load a simple pad. And let's see. Something like this. Let's hear how it sounds with. Let's turn on everything. And let's create something new. So I'll load these, and I want to have a tremolo here. No. So let's get a tremolo. So it has a few interesting tremolo, the regular one and then the harmonic tremolo. Let's try the harmonic tremolo. And then let's add here let's try octave and verb. From here to here, it's pretty vibey. Then you had some reverb without the vibrato because we already hear something. And there's this crunchy, distorted things going on that you made with just a few pedal and a pad. Lovely. Let's now load another thing. I want to listen to this. Let's try with this. Very nice. From here to here. Let's create something. The tune is nice. Let's try with the I'll give you like some listening to everything. Ring modulator, beat crusher, preset junk could be interesting. It had some nice crunchiness. But no, let's get something else. This is nice, the record antics. It's get like, you can decide the fidelity of the recordings. It's pretty cool. And you can add also vinyl dust. Nice. Let's add something on this other slot now. Oh, that's nice. Let's now, this is full wet, let's add some clean signal. Interesting. This is the Leslie emulator. Let's go through some preset. Gramophone. And then that said, again, there's so many things going on, 38 different algorithm, so it's pretty hard for me to give a full demo of it. But I want to go to conclusion because it's already 25 minutes that we are messing with it. What do I think about the Synesthesia? I feel it's a very powerful little box. It's very small, consider it's smaller than a Night Sky or the Vongon, so it's pretty compact. What's happening here? And I like how it's designed, it's very solid, and it offers a lot of power. I'm not super knowledgeable about modulation stuff, so for me it's very good to have because it's gonna fit the idea that I have now for my live setup is building a pedal board using some of this pedal, some of the one that I always use, like the Night Sky, like the Microcosm, and then have a few preset on this one. And while I'm playing, I use it as send and return, and I will have the chance to create different sound texture on the fly. So with this one, you can cover a lot of phasing, chorus, degrading the signal, make all of the warbliness because there's all the modulation for pitch. And yeah, it's all there, plus it's two different pedals. It also has a send and return function, so you can send and return from this pedal, creating a loop if you want that, if you use it in mono. And yeah, that's about it. My only question is just like the mono part. I would have prefer to have a full stereo in too, but again, having a lot of Chase Bliss pedal, I think I can use it after that. So my idea would be to feed from the Model 1 the habit, the blooper, or the mood, and then come inside these, and then from me here going into the Microcosm, the Night Sky, then Vongon. So with this chain, I can really create a lot of interesting stuff. Okay, I guess that's about it for today. I hope I give you a quick rundown of what this pedal go. I'm sure I will do a few more videos in the future when I'm more acquainted with it. Okay, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.